fingers, the moon and stars that you have established. What are we that you are mindful of us? What are we mortals that you consider us?
We are feeble. We live always on the brink of death. Scarcely ushered into life, we begin our journey to the grave. Our best laid plans are ever at risk. Our fondest hopes are buried with us. Ambition drives us on to high exertion. Indulgence makes us waste the powers we have. And evil seduces us to heap misery upon others. Success and failure, love and hatred, pleasure and pain mark our days from birth to death. We prevail only to succumb. We fail only to renew the struggle.
Our days are few and full of trouble.
The eye is never satisfied with seeing. Endless are the desires of the heart. We devise new schemes on the graves of 1,000 disappointed hopes. Like Moses on Mount Nebo, we behold the promised land from afar, but may not enter it. Our life at its best is an endless effort for a goal we never attain. Death finally terminates the struggle, and joy and grief, success and failure, all are ended. Like children falling asleep over their toys, we relinquish our grasp on earthly possessions only when death overtakes us. Master and servant, rich and poor, strong and feeble, wise and simple, all are equal in death. The grave levels all distinctions and makes the whole world kin.
Comes very true of our age.
I'd like to invite up Laura Steinberg for our reading of Psalm 90 on page 481. Page 481.
Lord, you have been our refuge in all generations.
Before the mountains were formed, or earth and the universe were brought forth, from eternity to eternity, O God.
For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday, when it is past, or as a watch in the night.
You sweep us away, we are like a dreaming daybreak. We come and go like grass, which in the morning shoots up, renewed and beneath the veins of rivers.
The number of our years may be many or few, yet vain toil fills their span, for it is soon ended, and we fly away. So teach us to number our days, that we may grow wise in the heart.
Let your servants understand your ways, and your children see your glory.
Let the beauty of our eternal God be with us, and may our work have lasting value.
All that work our hands be enduring.
O God, author of life and death, our wisdom is small, our vision short. One by one, our companions passing along the road of life disappear from our view. We know that each must walk the same path to the doorway of the grave. We strain to see what lies beyond the gate, but all is darkness to our mortal sight.
Even though our eyes is not too dark for you, O God, let the night shines as day.
You have created us in your image and made us share in your enduring righteousness. You have put eternity into our hearts, have implanted within us a vision of life everlasting. This hope we cherish in humility and faith, trusting in your endless goodness and your wondrous love.
Into your hands we commit the spirits of our dear ones, to relieve the faith of your children from death and life.
Sustain us, O God, that we may meet with calm serenity the dark mysteries that lie ahead, knowing that when we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are with us, a loving friend in whom we put our trust. You are the light of our life and our hope in eternity.
Hazan Lizina will lead us in Isai 9 on page 483, Psalm 121.
Esaenai el heharim me'ayin yavo Ezri me'im Adonai o שמיים וארץ. אל יתן למות רגליך, אל ינום שומרך, הנה לא ינום ולא יישן, שומר ישראל.
We'll read together the italicized portion of Sinai. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. What is the source of my help? My help comes from the Eternal, maker of heaven and earth. God will not allow my foot to slip. Your guardian neither slumbers. Behold, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. The Eternal is your keeper. The Eternal is your shade at your right hand. The sun shall not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Eternal will guard you from all evil. God will protect your being. The Eternal will guard you coming and going from this time forth and forever. Azan Lucian will lead us in Psalm 16 on page 487.
Shiviti Adonai lenegdi tamid ki mimini balemot lachein samach libi vayagel kevodi af besari yishkon laveta.
Join together in the reading at the bottom of page 486. I set the Eternal always before me. God is at my side. I shall not be moved. Therefore does my heart exult and my soul rejoice. My being is secure, for you will not abandon me to death, nor let your faithful ones see destruction. You show me the path of life. Your presence brings fullness. Your joy, enduring happiness is your gift. We continue on to the next page with the responsive reading. Let us call to mind the great and good, through whom the Eternal has done wonders. Wise and eloquent in their teachings, they were just and loving in their deeds.
All these were honored in their generations. They were the glory of their times.
There are some who have left a name behind them, whose remembrance is as honey in the mouth.
People will declare their wisdom. All will tell their goodness.
And there are some who have left no memorial, those names have vanished as though they had never been.
But the goodness of their lives is not lost, and their work cannot be blotted out.
I think continually of those who are truly great, who from the womb remembered the soul's history through endless corridors of life, where the hours are suns, endless in singing, whose lovely ambition was their lips still touched with fire, should tell of the spirit clothed from head to foot in song, and who hoarded with this spring, from the spring branches, the desire falling across their bodies like blossoms. What is precious is never to forget the delight of the blood drawn from ageless springs, breaking through the rocks and worlds before our earth. Never to deny its pleasure in the simple morning light, nor its grave enduring demand for love. Never to allow gradually the traffic to soothe her with noise and fog, the flowering of the spirit. Near the snow, near the sun, in the highest fields, see how these names are fetid by the waving grass, and by the steamers of white clouds. and whispers of wind in the listening sky, the names of those who in their lives fought for life, who bore at their hearts the fire center. Born of the sun, they traveled a short while toward the sun and left the vivid air signed with their honor. Together,
One say that more than any other, for the glimpses of eternity, may the sorrows we have known be softened by our sense of your infinite wisdom, your unending love, your eternal presence.
may the pains of past bereavements grow more gentle indeed. Let them be transformed into gratitude to our dear ones who have died in tenderness, to who we are still with us. Now turn to Yizkor on page 491. Page 491. Yizkor Elohim Nishmat Yikorei. I'd like to invite up now. May God remember forever our dear ones. I'd like to invite up for our first reading of names, Larry Rychek.
Valerie Perlis, Lisa Poland, Frank Abiri, Ruth Abiri, Melvin Watine, Shirley Watine, Sidney Appleman, Clara and Henry Appleman, Gabriel Appleman, Jenny and Max Porras, Helen Porras, Daniel M. Wander, Marjorie Belzer, Bernard Belzer.
Do I have Sandy Rychek for our next page?
Bradford Wanzer, Betty Katz, Morris Katz, Leo Blumenstock, Bernice and Harold Rusinowitz, Sarah Rusinowitz, Edith and Abraham Weidler, Ruth Detweiler, Raphael Marcus, Joseph Kalinsky, Alan Cohn, Teresa and Abraham Schenkman, Lena and Louis Cohen, Florence and Marvin Cohen, Rhoda and Jerry Sachs, Seymour Cohen, Lois and Milton Rothberg.
Joyce and Michael Schenkman, Beverly and Maurice Benton, Rhoda and Cliff Cobb, Gloria and Herbert Skolnick, Molly Niederman, Donald Niederman, Ann Cohn, Ben Cohn, Michael Cohn, Stephen Harris, Aaron Comachero, Benjamin and Helen Bergman, Isaac and Kitty Comachero, Sarah Libman, Samuel Cohn, Samuel Das, Elsie Das, Claire Michelson, Abraham Cohn, Dinah Cohn, Miriam Rosenblum, Elliot Drobin.
Charles Shulman, Ruth Shulman, Sarah Drobin, Bertram Drobin, Mark Danzer, Sandy Ellis, Edith Ellis, Bernard Ellis, Norman Kirker, Sidel Kirker, Francis Goldstein, Milton Goldstein, Jerry Estrin, Millie Estrin, Jerry Stein, Gerald Fantel, Zelda and Philip Axelrod, Burton Farber, Alan Axelrod, Lillian and Albert Farber.
Hannah Zemzer, Lois Holtzman, Louis Finkel, Stephen Finkel, Pearl and David Hutter, Harry and Toby Petronovsky, Rose Hutter, Blanche Adler, Justin Mayo, Ruth Kastelanski, Sally and Hyman Sachs,
Kevin Quigley, Sam and Edith Sachs, Harriet Sachs, Stanley Taub, Stanley Foreman, Bertha and Morris Friedman, Anna and Morris Cohn, Abe Cogan, Hilda Kipperman, Claire Cogan, Howard and Paul Friedman, Barbara Silverman, Sonia Leeds, Audrey Schechter, Millie and Julius Samerton.
Bertha and Ben Moser, Lucille and Harry Friedrich, Joseph and Ethel Fish, Roberta Friedrich, Matthew Brunner, Kenny Schrager, Seal and Irving Schrager, Arnold and Esther Diamond, David Harris, Sam Pfefferbaum, Rose Pfefferbaum, Harry Hayers, Betty Hayers, Howard Jacobs, Jack Solomon, Molly Solomon, Ida Solomon, Anna Jacobs, Max Jacobs, Mildred Barkin, Edna Gerber, Dr. Stanley and Thelma Engel, Francis and Seymour Caspin, Linda Engel Silverman, and Francis Levy.
Howard Katz, Jane Dale Kaplan, Pauline Mayer, Manuel Steinloff, Ida Bratt, Israel Bratt, Ellen Steinloff Benson, Mark Steinloff, Harry Steinloff, David Steinloff, Dorothy Steinloff Dubin, Anita Steinloff, Sidney Steinloff, Eve Bat Murray, Alfred Kaplan, Melina Saffron Shlodowski, Mary and Eli Kaufman, Reuben and Sadie Stumacher, Hal Morrison, Marge Francisco, Russell Francisco, Phyllis Cohn, Robert Cooperman, Howard Korn.
Philip and Lillian Raschel, James and B. Korn, Stan and Gail Fromm, Marvin Kurland, Jesse and Joseph Schuster, Esther and Eugene Kurland, Ann Sadowski Goodman, Irving Isaacson, Edda Spivak, Solomon Spivak, Theodora Rosovsky, Edward Spivak, Myron Tannenbaum, Sylvia Tannenbaum, Elliot Levi's, Albert Flam, Pearl Flam, Arnold Flam, Leonard Suslowitz, Martin Perlman, Anne Longmore, Ellie Trisker, Mindy Lauren Mann.
Herbert Nan, Sidney Wright Richmond, Jose and Rosa Katz, Wilfred and Helen Martinez, Benjamin Goodman, Fanny Goodman, Helen Mednick, Julius Mednick, Albert Strauss, Harold Schwartz, Louis Feder, Hetty Miller, Pauline Schwerd, Abraham Schwerd, Sophie Namias, Obadiah Namias, Louis Namias, Doris and Simeon Barron, Bernice and Louis Peck, Howard Barron, Julius Kurzweig.
Rachel Persweig, Simon Cutter, Sylvia Cutter, Stephen Cutter, Dina Manspicer, William Manspicer, Roberta Frederick, Lorraine Cooper, Florence and Harry Guttmacher, Juliet and Sidney Rabinowitz, Regina and Samuel Schwartz, Fanny and Harry Rabinowitz, Rebecca and Morris Schneer, Sadie and Benjamin Guttmacher, Ellen Hertz, Gertrude and Jack Silverstone, Francis and Daniel Rychek, Jan Silverstone, Esther and Harry Silver, Ray and Sam Krasilovsky, Joseph Silverstone, Joseph Silverstone, Vicky and Elliot Rom, Estelle and Harry Rothfarb, Irma and Jerome Roth, Dr. Morton Greenberg, Florence and Seymour Schneider.
Judy Collins.
David Schneider, Michael Sackler, Penny Parker, Nathaniel Roth, Harriet Roth, Arif Mizrahi, Bella Mizrahi, Alexander Mizrahi, Francis Offenberg, William Offenberg, Jean Busner, Paul Bartlestone, Stanley Rothman, Clara Rothman, Harvey Marcus, Stan Perlman, Aaron and Kate Saylitz, Benjamin and Kate Ginsberg, Naomi and Fred Fisher, Irving and Lorraine Ginsberg, Ed Lichtenstein, Frederick Sheff, Aaron Shapiro, Lillian Shapiro, Seth Schneier, Harriet Schiff, Gertrude Schiff.
Dorothy Schneier, Charles and Ruth Schneier, David and Blanche Scholar, Max Scholar, Paul and Mary Lippot, Kathleen Lippot, Jeffrey Suslowitz, Harold Schwartz, Edward Marshak, Anna Marshak, Jerome Pollock, Madeline and Martin Schwartz, Gloria and Richard Gale, Gregory Kahn, Rita Poliskaya, Mattis Karolinsky, Anatoly Shudy, Joseph and Thelma Silverman, Sidney and Kyla Rubinowitz, Harold Ackerman, Eugene and Anna Ackerman, Sean Sinkoff, Bunny and Hy Bodak, Edith and Sidney Sinkoff, Richard Wright.
Betty Smolin, Sal Smolin, Joyce Coven, Rose Smolin, Irving Smolin, Harry Epstein, Judith Fern Smolin, Frida and Sam Spiegler, Elise and Herbert Stein, Ruth Stein, Martin Jarrows, Karen Becker, Michael Cohn, Bob Heitner, Mel Kay, Sheila Kay, Jerry Klein, Marcia Klein, Jane Lanza, Penny Parker, Jack Porzio, Mel Press, Stanley Rubinstein, Eugenio Ragoza, Rita Ragoza, Shirley Vogel, Harry Vogel.
Betty Malakoff, Isidore Malakoff, Faye Greenfield, Henry Greenfield, Faye and Hy Miller, Miriam and Lou Waller, Melvin Waller, Paul and Bertha Weissman, Marcia Weissman, Arthur Weissman, Cecile and Seymour Lefkowitz, Charles Pincus, Freda and Louise Weiner, Molly Uvrakis, Willie Uvrakis, Dinah Lerner, Isidore Lerner, Sarah Zeeb, Ruth Levinson, Harold Levinson.
Irving Yockelson, Josephine Yockelson, Margaret Esther Paneri, Maxwell Brown, Lorraine Cooper, Ben and Sylvia Cooper. Martin Gordon, Leo and Corey Mazer, Samuel Cohen, Philip Moskowitz, Philip Ballstein, Gertrude Ballstein, Louis Ballstein, Mary Tooman, Solomon Tooman, Marty Pine, Rebecca Cabrera, Rachel Becker, Sam and Gertrude Karabkik, Robert Karabkik, David and Rebecca Steinberg, Stan and Cecile Libros. If there are any additional names anyone would like to say at this moment, everyone may say those names in unison. You may say those names now. You can say them together. Say them, normally I would ask for people, but say them all out at this time.
Brian Gardner, Ed Rodriguez, Fred Kellogg, Judy Lerman, McDonald Smith, Larry Rishoff.
George and Lila Suter.
Continuing on page 491, who have gone to their eternal rest. May they be one in the one who is eternal with life. May the beauty of their lives shine forevermore, and may my life always bring them honor and their memory. May God remember forever our brothers and sisters of the house of Israel who gave their names for the sanctification of the divine name. May we be with them, with the one who is eternal in life. May the beauty of their lives shine forever, and may my life always bring honor to their memory. We now rise for Al Malei Rachamim.
El Malei Rachamim, Shochen Bamromim, Hamsei Nechona Nechona Tachat Kanfei Ashchina, Ukdoshim Utevorim Lenishmot Yekareinu Shehalchu Leolamam Barachamim Yaz Tireim Biseter Knafav Leolamim Bitror HaChaim Et Nishmatam Adonai Hu Hanachalatam Ve'anuchu B'Shalom Al Mishkavam V'nomar Amen.
Before we move into the mourner's cottage, I'll just make a note. A couple years ago, I heard, actually it was your grandfather singing Al Malei Rachamim. It was at Auschwitz, the moment where he was interned. He was interned as an inmate in Auschwitz. And he was called to sing at Auschwitz decades after its liberation, official liberation. Avi was there and able to film his grandfather singing El Malei Rachamim on that day. And as we hear Avi singing El Malei Rachamim today, we hear the voice of his Zedi, the Zedi of all of us, the ancestors of all of us. And we carry into that prayer today their memories. And may their memories always be with us. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Amen. Now turn to the mourner's kaddish on page 492. If it is your custom, all of us here are mourners. We stay standing. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabah, be'alma tira hirutei v'yemich malutei, וחייכנו ימיכנו וחיי לכל בית ישראל, והגאולה בזמן קריב באמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי בקדושה בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמרן מעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה משמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ירמה ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and all who are bereaved, and let us say, Amen. May be seated. I'd like to note as we depart from our Yizkor service today to please, as you exit, take one of the Yizkor candles that we have. I think it's very befitting for the occasion and the words I just shared with all of you. They're actually memorial candles that were specifically donated in memory of members who were survivors of the Holocaust and those who had perished in the Holocaust. So if you are observing at your site or if you are here for someone this evening, please take one of the candles with you and light it after the holiday has ceased, after the fast has ended. And with those words, I look forward to seeing many of you again here for an Ne'ilah service or for the children's service later today. So, see you soon.
This is my wife, Liz.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Well,
You weren't like that. I love that. I love the other last one. I checked off the wrong one. The wrong month on my bill. You were terrific.
Okay. Yes, so you can get started, yes. We'll be following very
Yeah, my daughter wanted to get
There must be a lot of music.
Yes. So we used to be tough competitors in racquetball.
Oh, really?
Are you serious? I'm playing tennis now.
I did drop my membership.
I'd be happy to see that.
Yeah.
We actually put Melanie on a plane this morning for Arizona.
Okay, well, let's get most important. You're going to be up to racquetball? Wow. I know.
As I remember, I think I won the last game.
You won the last game?
That's why I didn't want to play again.
That's upsetting. Wow.
Not for me.
Anyhow. It worked out. I like
And things we have, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I can help you with that.
Maybe 3 meetings, what's better date?
Did you hear this morning about Vietnam? He surprised me.
No books necessary.
It's kind of people can take it. Okay. He saw me.
I'm gonna be.
How old are they?
Almost 4, almost 6.
Okay. Do they like to sing?
I don't know, find out.
I hope so.
Try and get it out. It comes really over because you know in Israel, they draft everything. That impressed me, and I said, oh,
We're gonna hang out.
All right, yes, we're here all day.
okay. So that impressed me. But then, when he was 22 or 23, he goes to Vietnam with a Jewish organization to help the people who are now still being affected by Agent Orange. Okay? I didn't do that. You didn't do that. This guy did. So he surprised me and very personal. Oh, you know books?
But no, it's like you have,
So anyhow, he was out there digging in the soil with people, you know, and you can't, you know, let's say you want to get a good meal, you can't get Chinese food because it's Vietnamese.
It was very difficult. I came back emaciated and
You look good now.
Oh, thank you.
So the fact that he did that impressed me. So, yes. All right. You can be back to the 5 o'clock service? Oh, children's, yeah. If you can, sounds good. And it's very nice seeing you again. Okay. All right. Yeah, take care. Okay, so I'll have to ask you, pharmaceuticals, what did you do?
they're workplace accident shelter system.
Okay.
Okay.
So right now, this happened in June. And so, like, there was like severe contusions last week, swelling, but after 3 months, I was like, well, why is it better? Got MRIs, turned out I have several sprained ligaments